Turns out the next week is your friend Gary's birthday. That's exciting and all, but you don't know what to get him. You don't know too much about him and what he does on his spare time. Well, because he usually doesn't do anything. Gary's an architect who works 237 hours a week and spends the rest of his time drinking coffee or sleeping. So you go on Amazon, type architecture, and start going through all the pages struggling to find something that you think Gary will like. Then you stumble upon this. Will Gary like this? You think to yourself. No, because Gary is not a child. Gary is an architect. But lucky for you, you found this guide, which contains 5 unique gifts that you can get your architect or student, whether their name is Gary or not.
I'm Mooch, and this is Pigeonhead Architecture.
Back in the day, architectural plans were printed on blue paper using ammonium printers. This is where the term blueprint came from. The mug is designed to represent a blueprint, and any architect you give it to will appreciate the nostalgic quality. The mug has floor plans for many historical sites all over the world, and even if it's not used to drink, it makes for a nice addition to the backdrop of anyone's desk. For example, I use mine to hold pens, money, sometimes even people. This is one of the most unique gifts I've received to date. It's a box of 12 greeting cards. Now, you're probably thinking, why would anybody want that? Well, the cool thing is that these are Frank Lloyd Wright inspired cards. Frank Lloyd Wright was a famous American architect who is studied by students all over the world. If you're an architect or student, you know who Frank Lloyd Wright is. He's known for his design of prairie-style homes, and within these homes he often designed interesting window patterns. That's where these cards come in. Each box of 12 cards contains 3 different Frank Lloyd Wright inspired patterns, and on the back of each card you'll find a short paragraph explaining the design on the front of the card. It's a really unique gift for your architect, but maybe you don't feel it's adequate enough to be considered a gift, so consider attaching one of these cards to their actual gift or using the box as a stocking stuffer. Whether they are designing or creating, architects tend to have a lot of ideas during the day and they need somewhere to keep those ideas. That's why I recommend getting them a sketchbook and a pen or pencil to go along. If you feel like you've seen your architect with a sketchbook already, trust me when I say that when it comes to sketchbooks, the more the merrier. In my opinion, I would look for sketchbooks that have hardcovers or at least non-paper covers. This way their ideas will stay protected. The interesting thing about this set is that it's made by Moleskine, a reputable brand that makes quality paper that won't bleed through when sketching on it. This set includes a clipped pencil which can be attached to the sketchbook to make sure that you always have something to write with. It's an interesting design too. They are a bit pricey, but they are extremely worth it and your architect will appreciate it. Also, if you're confused about what size to get, consider sticking to the 5 by 8 1/4 inch version, making it easy for your architect to carry around. Books are a great way to keep your architect inspired. Architects and students are always looking for inspiration for their next design, so an architecture book is the perfect gift. There are many books that cover many different topics in the field. Sometimes you'll even find some books that only contain pictures, but no matter the type of book you buy, a book is a gift that will always be appreciated. One of my personal favorite books is this one called Yes is More by architect Bjarke Ingels. The reason I like this book so much is because it's written in a way that imitates a comic book. As you look through, you'll find speech bubbles that give a deeper look into what the architect was thinking for each design shown. One of the coolest gifts I've ever received is this clock made from a real vinyl record. Technically, this looks more like a contractor than an architect, but I've attended sites wearing hard hats and holding plans in the past, so I'll take it. It's a really unique gift that's perfect for an architect's house or office. Unfortunately, I don't own a record player, so I can't tell you if it actually plays music. As a bonus, I'd like to include these Lego models. These are a really cool gift to give, especially if you know what their favorite building is. They're fun to build and great to look at, but if you've already gifted this before, consider getting them the Lego architecture book. It may seem a little childish, but it's a cool gift that contains actual facts of real architecture from all over the world. It's also a great book to use if they ever participate in career day at schools. Remember that you can find links for all these gifts in the description. Also, it's important to remember that at the end of the day, it's the thought that counts, and no matter which gift you decide to get, Gary and the person receiving the gift will appreciate it nonetheless. So have fun with your selection, and if you have any questions, make sure to reach out. Thank you, and I'll talk to you guys next time.